what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Dondi Reich. I'm originally from Michigan. Was born in Michigan to a Native American mother and moved to California in 1975.
Wow. I want to go on, but my great grandmother is full blood Choctaw.
Oh,
So I don't
nice.
look like it. You look like it,
Yeah,
but I don't so
I got
much.
a
But
shirt that says I'm not as white as I look. And the
awesome.
shirt
All
I'm
right.
wearing says illegal immigration isn't anything you knew. We used to call
Yeah,
it white.
right. We're all immigrants. Yeah. Exactly. But how did you originally hear about my website? Was it YouTube like everyone else?
You know what? It was funny because I had bought that piano like I was telling you, and I was looking for easy piano lessons. And when
Oh,
I
yeah.
put in easy piano lesson,
Okay,
and
that's one of my
wait a minute,
tags.
there it was, Shawn Cheap, easy piano lessons. I said, hey, how easy is that? So
Awesome.
I looked at it for a little bit. I looked at a few of yours, and I immediately bought I don't remember the subscription I bought, but I
Uh-huh.
immediately bought one so I could kind of take a look at it. And
Good. So it immediately worked for you. That's great.
yeah, it
What do you like most about learning from my method? What's the thing you like most?
um, I think the thing I like most is you don't dictate um, that we have to read music, we have to do this. You know, it's kind of at my pace,
Yeah.
and it's laid out for me. It's right there. You know, and like we talked about it, the chords. I'm very familiar with chord construction, so it's like I can almost just grab the chords once I learn the notes on the piano.
Yeah.
And even if I don't do the intricacies, I can kind of go through the progression. So it's
Yeah.
very simple to me in my brain, you know?
Well, you guys have great brains. I think sometimes the music reading is lacking in a lot of you guys, not because you can't do it, because your ear is so strong. That's your strength. People that don't
Yeah.
have as good an ear many times, that's the only way they can do it is by reading music. So that's I'm finding
Well,
that
not
as well.
only that, you have a lot of content on how to practice
Yeah.
because I know how to practice guitar, but and it kind of same, but
Yeah.
you know, I like that you stress you don't play anything faster than you can play it,
Right.
you know?
Right. Good. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I credit you guys for the library, but I credit all the guinea pigs I had for 20 years because I taught 50 students every week for like 20 years, on the piano bench, and you learn a thing or two about people and what they need and what's going
Mhm.
to work. And I didn't automatically know that. I had to learn it. I was a terrible teacher at first. I got better, got better, got better, and I kind of remember all of those things. And when I'm doing a video lesson, I keep telling the things that I remember that I would go through with just regular people and
Uh-huh.
it turns out everyone needs those kind of things. So you need encouragement. Even if it's the video, you need to feel like you're accomplishing something, and you need some guidance. So
Mhm.
let's see, what makes my method different from other online piano lessons? So surely you've seen some other piano lessons on YouTube and other places. What makes mine different that you like?
I think it's you. You know, you're very charismatic and you're very like you said, you shout out these things while you're playing. Don't do this, you know, and you take it through there. I mean, and you take it through step by step. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that when I'm learning some of your stuff, I don't watch that because I'll just print the
Sure.
board,
Okay.
and you know, especially if I'm familiar with the song, and I'll try and get like through there. But whenever I have a part that I'm like struggling with, I'll go to your thing and watch you do it slow, and you explain it, and you always explain the things I'm struggling with, you know. And I think
Good.
that's the part of the method. You're very detailed, and you know, you don't rush through it. You talk through it, and I think the way you play it too, the speeds you play it at is good for me. I don't know about other people, but
Good. Yes, I've been told I go too fast sometimes, and I think they're probably right. But I do try to. I have fun with it. I enjoy it. I hope you can tell that I really have fun to this day doing music and lessons. On a
mhm.
scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with my lessons?
Oh, absolute 10.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Would
11,
you recommend?
11 plus, you know. I mean,
Thank you.
I wish I had more time to play. I've actually developed a really bad immune disorder, and
Oh no, I'm
I
sorry.
get digit ulcers on my fingers. 2022, I didn't play the whole year because I had like 5 digit ulcers on my hands. I get them
Oh no.
in here. But I got some. They got me on some good meds and finally got it controlled. But my
Yeah.
fingers took a real beating, and
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh, that's the one thing, if my hands, if anything happened to my hands, I would just, or my ears or something.
yeah,
I'm so
it's
sorry about
brutal.
that.
I
So you're better
have
now? You're
not
having
only you
better
can
health?
see it, but I have like all these. I doubt if you can see it, but they're
I can.
very
Yeah, I can see.
they're very calloused, and
Uh-huh.
these are the way they heal.
Yeah.
And I developed this late in life, and it's called scleroderma, and I got a, but it's the byproduct is severe Raynaud's. So the cold, my hands just shut down, my vessels
When
in
it gets
my
cold.
hands,
Yeah.
and
So you're
I
still
get to
dealing
do.
with it, but it's you get I mean you're dealing with it, but it's better, but it still bothers you, I guess.
Yeah, it's worse on my guitar,
Uh-huh.
which is kind of why I've leaned towards the piano
Okay.
because it's very hard for me to press on the strings, and if I do it too
Okay.
much, I'll create an ulcer.
Yeah.
So it's really crimped my guitar playing. But
Well, Don,
I don't
if you
see
don't
that I got
mind,
a Dobro now.
yeah. If you
So
don't mind, every morning I get up. I've been getting up at 4. But normally I try to get up at 5, and I have a little prayer list. I'm going to put you on it, and I'm going to pray for the immune disorder in your hands, that your hands would be okay. If you don't mind, I
no,
just
no
want to
problem.
do that for you. If you wouldn't mind if I did it, I just wanted to ask you though if it'd be okay.
That's wonderful,
Put you on my
wonderful.
list.
I don't pray for my hands a lot because I don't pray for myself too much, but I pray
Yeah.
every day too, you know.
Well, Don, I feel for you, and that breaks my heart that happens because I know what it means for music
Yeah,
people to have their hands. I know what
yeah,
that means. Believe me, brother, I get it, and
yeah.
I understand. I had a similar thing. I lost my voice, had just a normal cold, and had it
Mhm.
turn into something that we had no idea. Doctors didn't know what it was, but it was in my larynx, and I couldn't talk for 6 weeks.
Wow.
And yeah, I still have, yeah, I don't have my voice totally back, but I finally am able to still sing again. But it was terrible not being able to sing and play, much less talk, because people would
Yeah.
say, "Well, you miss talking," and I said, well, "What I miss mostly is singing. I can't
Uh-huh.
sing."
Yeah.
So yeah, well, um, okay. There's one last question though, if you wouldn't mind answering. Would you recommend a family member or a friend to my lessons, and if so, why?
Oh, I already have because you're great for the beginner, you know. And it's like I'm not that good of a teacher, you know, and it's like my granddaughter wants to play piano and I'm like, you know, I don't know how to go about teaching her. So I
Yeah.
just made her watch some of your videos and then
Okay.
but she
Wonderful.
did she didn't really stick to it, but she's 11. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's time. They got to get the bug. Yeah. Well,
but I mean,
go here.
absolutely.
I'm gonna have to go here in just a second. Are there any questions you have for me? Anything I can do for you right now?
No, I think it was great that you did this because I've always wanted to say something to you, and emails just don't seem to, do it.
Yeah,
But
it's impersonal. Emails
yeah,
are just for information. Now I'm
but
glad to get to know you and see your face. And you tell you what, anytime you need anything, just email me. Now I'm remembering everybody's faces. It's great having these personal relationships. So,
uh-huh.
and if you ever need to do a Zoom call again, we can do that.
Okay,
So I'm
yeah,
happy.
yeah. I'll talk to you another time.
All right,
Maybe
Don.
I'll
Thank you.
do a request, a hired request.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
God bless you, Don. Talk to you later.
Take care.
Yeah. Hi, Don. Can you hear me, Don? Or see me? I can see you. I can't hear anything yet. Okay, I think you're muted, Don.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Can you hear
Oh, there
me?
we go. I can hear you now. I
All right,
can
all
hear you.
right.
How are you, sir?
Let me turn my volume up.
Yeah, Evan, is our volume up? Okay, good.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay, how's that?
Wonderful, Don. How are you, sir? Thank you for doing this.
Good. How are you?
I'm
See,
wonderful.
I see
I'm
you
gonna
got
have,
Fleetwood Mac on the wall.
yeah, I've got some of my favorite albums, and I have a lot more that I want to switch out every once in a while, but it's hard to get them up there. So, get them straight. But yeah, it's fun
Yeah.
having albums up there. You can't see it. My son's got his over there too. He plays guitar, and he's got one Van Halen album up there for when we do podcasts. But I see
Yeah.
you got a music room there. Look at that. Get some guitars,
There's
banjo behind you.
my guitar wall right there. I got a dobro, a 5-string banjo. I got a couple acoustics, a Gibson and a Taylor. I'm
Yeah.
actually a guitar player more than piano. Piano I dabble in, um, but I've been playing stringed instruments since I was 15 years old.
Oh,
Played bluegrass. Used to play in bluegrass competitions when I was a kid.
wow.
That's what my
Were you
dad
playing the
got.
banjo in those competitions?
Yeah, yeah, both actually, banjo and guitar. I had a little band for a long time, and from high school till the time I was about in my early 20s,
Yeah.
we
Wow.
used to play the little
I'll tell
clubs
you
out.
what, Don. I've done a little studying in bluegrass, and they are as good as any classical musician or anybody ever playing bluegrass on banjo or guitar. So I
Yeah.
really have a lot of respect for you guys who can play that stuff because I even have I fiddle around on a 5-string banjo, and I know
Mhm.
how I can hear all the music and know what needs to happen, but I don't
Yeah.
not as
Well,
good
I,
as you
I
guys.
was I was fortunate. I started out playing that. So when I started to play like a guitar, and one of my heroes is James Taylor.
Yeah.
And so when I started learning stuff like that, then it was very easy. I was already picking with my left hand, you
Uh huh.
know. So and most of the guitar players, that's their struggle with. They can't finger pick. They can pick
Yeah.
and play,
Right.
but
Yeah.
finger
Flat
picking
pick.
really gets to them. And I had a built-in uh, training for that with the banjo. So
Yeah,
and
that's great. Wow. Let me ask you
I
a question real quick, because I fiddle around with the banjo. Are you someone who, when you pick, do you put both fingers on
now
on
I
or
put
just your ring finger? How do you do that?
use my pinky.
You just use your pinky? Okay. That's how I feel comfortable. I see a lot of people say you need to put both of them on. You need to be like, just like that, or put tape on it and I could never feel comfortable that way.
Yeah.
I'll have
So
I'll
I'll show you real quick when I play. I
yeah.
don't know if you can see that.
Yes.
I will rest. Here, right there,
Uh-huh.
like that.
Yeah.
So I got a mute on my banjo right now. You can't
Okay.
see it. But I do that,
I
practice
know that one. Yeah.
so it doesn't drive everybody in the house crazy. So
Yeah, Earl Scruggs, man. That's
and that was it. I mean, I was cut my teeth on Earl Scruggs and never could play like him, but I was, I
yeah.
was, I was a hacker, but I
You know who
enjoyed
I
it.
I love, Don? I love Steve Martin is one of the best
Yeah,
banjo players I've ever heard or seen. And people don't take him so seriously because he's a comedian, but I'm telling you that guy is top-notch banjo player. That um there's no, he's a comedian, he just has part of his act. He's a true musician and he's an
yeah. Did you
expert.
ever see that thing he did called "Old Guys with Banjos"?
No, I haven't. Oh, no,
He
no,
did
I
it.
have seen that. I have
He
seen
did
that.
like a tour, and yeah, he's very accomplished.
Yeah,
And
and he's gotten better because you look at older videos when he was playing, he was still good, but he's gotten more polished, and he's just, his playing just sparkles. So I
yeah,
really, and he was born in Waco, so that's another reason for me to like him.
yeah.
I'm
There
from
you go.
Waco. I'm in Waco. Don,
Yeah.
I wanted to get to the stuff here. I have not as quite as much time as I thought because my son has a football game, and we've got
Okay.
to go do
Okay.
that. But I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. One, I noticed you're a guitar player, and something I'm seeing, I'm doing a lot of these testimonials. I'm meeting people every day that have been on the website for years, and all of you guys are guitar players that
Uh-huh.
play piano also. Either you started on guitar, then you went to piano, or you kind of learned both together. But and all of you play in bands. You're all accomplished musicians. You play with people. But every time I get on, there's guitars in the background on the hanging on the wall, and I'm just I never knew that. And what is it about my method that attracts guitar players?
Um, I think it's the way it's laid out. You know, the way you have your boards laid out.
Uh huh.
That's what attracted me when I first saw it because I'm being a guitar player. I'm not a really big sight reader.
Uh huh.
I mean, I know the notes on the staff and everything, and then I took music theory in junior college, and but I'm not a sight reader. I mean, if you start out playing piano, it's like a double-edged sword. Either you can only play with music, or you can
That's
only
how it
play
seems to
with
be.
product. And so it attracted me because I said, "Oh, there's the notes. I know the notes." I mean, written. I know the notes and the
Yeah.
chords, C, E. I know how to
Yes.
build a chord.
So that
So
maybe the
it's
tablature, it's more like tablature. So you're kind of used to already reading that on guitar. And I have to
uh,
tell you, you guitar guys are miles ahead of the piano people as far as understanding theory. And because I mean, maybe you can't read music, but who cares? I mean, you know what
yeah,
the chords are, you know how the chords go together, you can play by ear. And a lot of people who just read music can't do any of that. So
yeah,
they don't have anything on you guys just because you don't read music. So I think I'm finding that out. I feel like the tablature is really attractive because you guys already kind of understand chords. You already have music in you. You already can do rhythms. So it's a quick thing to start playing. It's kind of you just sidestep the reading music hurdle and start playing immediately. That's what I'm kind of seeing. Is that what you think?
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I already know I have to flat the seventh to make a dominant chord, and I have to
Yeah.
find out where the seventh is on the guitar, and we build chords that way.
Right.
So, and it's much better laid out on the piano. I mean,
Yeah.
you
But
can
yeah, to
turn your
see it. And so you would think though that you would think that us piano people would have it more together since it is laid out, one note at a time. You can see it. You can't see chords as easily on guitar because you're using all
yeah,
those strings. But you would think we'd have a better grasp of theory and chords, but typically not. Guitar players
yeah,
normally have a lot better understanding of chords and things. And I think that's why my method is working for you because you see those chords automatically. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. I remember doing that on guitar, and it starts to make sense to you.
yeah.
So how long
I
have you been with me, Don? I mean, has it been years or
Oh,
what?
I've been with you for. I started out the first couple of years. I think I bought a year subscription
Okay.
or a couple prescriptions, and then I just one day I said, "Why am I doing this? I just bought your Lifer program." Back then, it was
Yeah.
500 bucks.
Yeah.
You know,
Back then.
and, I said, "Why do I keep doing this? Let me just do it because." Um, I play sporadically,
Uh-huh.
because I don't play, out a lot. And I don't play out at all anymore. I mean, I just play in my room. Sometimes I teach my grandkids,
Uh-huh.
and
Did you say you
because
have a Rhodes?
hmm?
Did you say you have a Rhodes keyboard? Is that what you said?
No, I have a. What do I have? I know the name of it. And I just drawing a blank here.
Okay, I thought you said you had
Um,
a Rhodes.
no, it's a. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it.
That's like me.
It's a Roland.
Ah, yeah. I have one here it's sitting. You can't see it, but it's across from me. And I'd use it for gigging.
I got mine actually. I was I went to the little casino we have out here one day, and I won a
Uh-huh.
jackpot. On the way home, I stopped at the pawn shop. I was going there to look at guitars,
Uh-huh.
and they had this piano. And I thought, why don't you buy that? You know, and I tinker around with it here and there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think about 10 years I've been with
Oh,
you, but
wow. Okay. 10 years. I'm finding this. So this is the greatest testament to, for me, this is the most comforting thing to me is that if someone is still, because a lot of people can have quick success and immediate success, but that doesn't matter if it's not there for the long haul. But I'm hearing guys, 10, 15 years. I got someone coming on later that's been from the very beginning, 17 years, 18 years. And so
yeah,
it's incredible, you guys, that it's just worked for you. And I'm telling you, every time you guys have guitars in the back in the morning, all these guitar people. So I guess I'm thinking it's the tablature, but I also think it's something else too. And tell me what you think of this. When I do my arrangements and I do my lessons, they're all hard requests, which means everything from the very beginning has been member requested. And I didn't choose anything. It's all requests you guys. See, you guys know what music is good. You know what versions are good, and you also know what stuff that can't be found on YouTube or anywhere else. So that's why I'm get hired to do it. So my library is really unique because of you guys, because of that fact, and because it's member based, but also the fact that when I'm transcribing a song for lessons, I never dumb it down. I never just put melody in the right hand or just show you I want to sound like the album. I want it to sound authentic. I want you to play what Billy Joel is playing, what Elton John is playing, what
absolutely. And
Roy
that's
Bittan is
what
playing,
I
what
love
Billy
about
Powell is playing. Does
it.
that
Yeah,
matter to you? Did you
that
notice that? Is that attractive to you?
oh, I love that because it's like I'm really funny like that. I mean, I can improvise on the guitar if I'm like just playing, 12-bar blues or something like that. But when I play a song, I hate it when people change it. They're playing it, I'm like, that's not how that song goes,
Right.
No, it's close. No, I'm really like that, and I hear that in your things. I mean, and a lot of things you have easier version and you have a
Sure.
different version. So,
Sure. And
if it's
yeah, and it
too hard
depends on
to
what the
play,
members have asked for. So, Don, what is what's your favorite song that you've learned from the library? What's the one that's most memorable to you? What song?
um, Jackson Brown,
Okay.
for a dancer.
For an answer, yeah. A lot of people mention
I
that one.
love that
And you know
song.
what? No, before I ever had the website or anything, I knew about Jackson Brown, but I was just kind of, I didn't think it was anything special. Then I have all these requests for it, and now I get it. His music
Mhm.
is so soothing, it's so personable, and it's so I don't know what about it, but it's so satisfying and easy going. I just feel great after I'm playing it. So it's not necessarily, hard to play or anything, spectacular that he's doing innovative wise, but the song itself and the way he writes and the way he sings is just so cool, and I get it now. So
Yeah.
that's one thing
Well,
I
that
love.
was a personal song to me. And it was for my mom. My mom
Uh,
died in 1986.
okay.
And I always loved that song. That made me think of her. And Desperado. I love
Uh,
Desperado by the Eagles. I always wanted to play that. And I learned it on your thing.
yeah. Hey,
So,
that's one of the ones that's all you got to play, and people know what it is.
yeah,
They
it's
know
not too
it's
hard,
coming.
It's fairly easy.
Fun.
It's like
Yes. Well,
there's a
I want to get to these questions here. It's been nice getting to know you here, and I want to get to these because my boy will be expecting me at the game. So this might sound a little repetitive, but if you wouldn't mind, just answer them again here, because I'm supposed to
it's
just
like
ask the questions,
gonna
but
be
I'm
like
I tell
a
my business coach
verbal
I
a
want to get to
verbal
know these guys a little bit. I want to talk to them. So hear
okay.
these questions.